What's good, y'all? I'm your co-host Paris,
And I'm Haley.
and today we're talking about faith.
Faith.
Let's talk.
Your girl.
You doing, Miss Haley?
I'm good, girl. How are you?
I've been kicking it.
I know. I'm kind of like been fighting for my life because the semester is coming to a close.
Yeah, we pulling up on finals
Baby, they working us
with quickness.
They
With
working
quickness.
us. I ain't never had to type so many papers in my life
I got an 8
that
to
I
10
haven't
page.
typed. Ooh,
Yeah.
I had one of those last semester too.
Don't like it.
Yeah, very humbling experience. But I mean, God got you. He got us. So
Oh, of course. Faith.
No, like for real.
Faith.
Because I don't know. I'm not operating on my own power here.
No.
Truly. So, speaking of faith,
Right.
what that mean to you?
Faith to me is amongst all things trust. And not just when stuff is good. You know, because it's easy to be like, oh, my bills paid, the rent paid on time,
Yeah.
phone bill paid. I trust you.
Yeah.
But like, what if it's like eviction notice on the door and I ain't got it? Do you still trust him? That to me, to be able to trust him in the bad, that's to have faith. To like believe that he'll show up for you, like no matter what.
Yeah. No, I mess with that too. For me, because like one of my favorite scriptures is about faith. Like,
Right.
And I think that's part of the reason why I brought that up is because like y'all that Hebrews 11:1. I love that, and it's like, and it says now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Like you were saying, like it's one thing to trust you when I can see that things are going well in my life.
The fruit of that labor.
Exactly. But what does it mean to trust in you when I don't know the next move?
Right.
I don't have a plan, I'm leaning solely on what you are going to provide for me and what that provision looks like, and allowing like that control to no longer be mine.
Right.
And trusting in his plan and his promises for us. I wrote down for me, like, it's like the firm foundation that, and it gives us confidence that, like, God got us. You know what I mean? Like, he got you. And believing, like I said, what he promised and his plans, and then, like, he'll follow through on his promises because he's not a liar. So,
never that.
Yeah. If he said it, he gonna do it. And you just gotta believe. I didn't want to say faith again because, like,
yeah.
it's kind of whatever.
For me, I want to say, like, there's a process of getting to faith. And in that process is patience. Because you can't have, like, a microwave mentality and think you're going to get...
You love that microwave.
Yes. Because it's so in the culture today.
No.
Like, everything got to come quick or I don't want it. That's, like...
We have no delayed gratification. Like,
we're impatient.
We can't handle that at all. Everything's right now. And I feel like that kind of came with the whole, like, mobster mentality, but also in the beginning of, like, the whole work smarter, not harder. And now you got people shortcutting and doing things like that and not being patient. Some things need the process.
Yeah.
You want a cookie, but you eating cookie dough. I'm confused.
Right.
So, no, I definitely feel you on that. Like, it's unfinished.
You will never get to the faith part if you don't be patient. Because okay. I can give you like a personal example of this. My first semester, freshman year, Christmas break came, and I had a balance. I'm saying I had a balance, and I didn't say nothing to nobody. And I was like, God, we really gonna have to. We gotta do something, very much something.
Yeah.
Like I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I literally have to put all my faith and trust in you to get this bill paid.
Because we don't got it. No.
I said, would you be patient? Like semester's coming up. I can't enroll in classes because I have a balance. And it took the whole Christmas break. And you was calling my phone. Like, oh, we see you ain't enrolling classes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm saying, girl, I ain't got it.
Yeah.
What you want me to say? I don't have it. They ended up pulling a scholarship out the sky.
Yeah.
I say, drop down the blessing.
Girl, no, for real. I'm about to tell you, that's one thing about it, baby. There's money.
I say, drop the blessing down. But that happened, like, I think a week before coming back for the next semester. So I had that whole month of Christmas break, like, having to be patient and put my faith and trust in God. So like that process, and then it happened again this summer. The next summer after that,
Yeah.
I didn't have no housing. I was waitlisted for housing, and I'm from out of state,
Mm.
so I
Come on
need
now.
housing if I'm gonna be out here. You feel me?
Mhm.
So it's like I didn't get housing until like a week or two before moving. Patience. I'm talking about the whole summer.
And
I knew I ain't had no housing,
I would have been shredded.
and I knew I couldn't do nothing about it.
No.
But trust God,
yeah,
and
that's real.
in that process,
That's so real. Yeah, definitely. I would have been like, and that's something like this is kind of reminds me of the little
Bro.
motto that I adopted. I'd be like, "Don't fret, don't sweat." Because
right?
it's like I'm sitting there getting myself worked up and stuff. It's like, girl, you're sweating. Calm down. Like, don't because you work yourself
Relax.
up. And like you were saying, like it's out of my control.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And that kind of leads me to like being obedient because that too, you could have went out there and hustled and bustled and found some ways to get some coin,
Some quick
you
jump.
know, and look at you know, and now it's like I gotta trust. Like you put me at that school for a reason. You told me to stay at that school for a reason.
Literally.
That's a whole nother. And so you told me to be there. So I know you're gonna support me while I'm going through that and while I'm there.
Right.
No matter what that looks like.
I literally had to say,
yeah,
your will, your bill.
girl.
Cause it ain't. I can't do it. This bill, I can't suffice this bill.
No, I know exactly.
Like I look, I'm looking at my pockets, and I ain't close to it.
And they go.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Cobwebs in them, dust.
I say, this your will is gonna be your bill, cause I can't pay for this.
Yeah.
I'm tell you right now.
That's actually so crazy that you said that because I had something similar like that happen to me too, but it was like before, and it was like around like when the window opened, and I was like, I cannot run class and I met with my money coach. And I said, look,
no,
baby.
money coaches
I said,
come through.
yes.
Blessings.
No, for real. And I told her, and that's another thing too, because you know, Oprah said like closed mouths don't get fed. Oh, baby, I'm opening it up, okay? And I told her, and I was like, look, I said, I'm sitting here. I got almost. It was like almost a $8,900 bill.
What?
Yeah, honey. Talk about it. Because I don't got it. So I said,
I don't got it.
I don't got it. So I was like, look, Queen, I need some help.
For real.
And she was like, oh, Hilly, your GPA, blah, 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 blah. She started figuring
that investing success.
What you know about that?
That investing success.
Y'all, that investing success is no joke.
No joke. It comes through.
And she came back to me next day. She said, Haley, just sign this right here for me. I said, oh, baby, don't you worry. Balance gone. I said, God.
That investing success scholarship. Oh yeah, I got that one. I got that
I'm
one.
gonna keep getting it. I'm keeping that GPA. What?
You ain't
And I
lying.
told her, I was like, I remember I sat there and I was like, God, like, thank you.
For real.
I was sitting there, and that's another thing too, because it's like we're saying, it's good when he comes through with them breakthroughs and we
quick.
can see him.
It's good when it's quick.
Yes,
but when you gotta wait.
And that was the thing too, because like up until that point, I was waiting. I was like, I mean, baby, I don't know. Like,
right.
I don't want to come from my daddy because I mean, no shade to them, but like they run the whole household over there. I know they don't got it neither. They can't pull up $9,000
for real.
Bob still killed.
Like, who banked y'all hit up? That's crazy,
right? Cleo, like I can't. They cannot help me. So I was like, I can't put that on them,
right?
You know. And I didn't. I was like, God, like, thank you so much, like. Thank you, because this was you.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I know I had to say something because I was a little nervous about saying something. I was like, well, I don't have no money. I'm like, girl, she the dang money coach.
For real.
Like, this is her job.
That's literally our accountant.
She pulled it up and said, she don't got no money.
Literally, she gonna know before you know.
Who you telling?
She gonna know at the beginning of the semester. Oh, it ain't gonna be
right.
We have to scrape something up.
Haley, we're crunching the numbers here. I'll be like, oh no, crunch them a little bit more, a little bit more.
You know, some universities don't have money coaches. I said that is sad. I feel like every school. No, I feel like every school should have a money coach for students.
Yes, and think about all the students who don't have that financial literacy.
And it's like, what?
Yeah, we 18, 19, 20, 22, we kids.
I spend my money on food and clothes.
Girl,
and the money be gone as soon as it's gone. As the money gets spent, it's gone.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I gotta do better with that. Because I'm like, God, this is a gift from you, and I'm just out here folivorous with it.
Where we gotta steward that money well, bro. We gotta steward it.
Right? Check out last podcast.
Because
we're like, no, seriously, like that too, because it's like I don't want to be like, oh, riding on the face, like God got me, which He does, but then you're being,
You ain't got no. You got faith, but
exactly,
you ain't doing nothing to see.
exactly
You had
the
to take
works.
the step
Mm-hmm.
of the works to email them and be like, "Yo, what's up? I ain't got it."
And that's the
That
thing,
was the
too.
works, and you had faith that God was gonna come on now.
That's valid. But that's another thing too, like with having spending habits that aren't the greatest. They definitely
Right?
could be
No
sharpened
shade,
and
no
buffered
shade.
up. Ooh, please. I'm catching all the shade. Cause like, no, that's my you need to lock in. You don't got it. So why are you what are you
Right.
doing, honey? And so it's like that, like, oh well God will provide, yes. But you are over here doing whatever and whoever with his gift, girl, he gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Ooh, she don't need it because you're
right.
not stewarding it well." But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Actually, it's there.
Right.
It's there
It's
though.
definitely there.
But it's definitely
Definitely there.
no for real. But like that just kind of wait a minute here because I'm trying to think about
Right.
my next point. Oh, boom. So like kind of like with the stewarding and then being obedient to the things that he's saying, I'm tying that into the faith.
Mm-hmm.
But like trusting that trust,
Right.
you know, and through showing your trust, you show that through your obedience. You know what I mean? Like,
And that goes through the process of
mm,
getting to faith.
that
And
is
the stuff
true.
that you gotta wait the longest for is the stuff that builds your faith the most.
Oh,
But some people don't get to that point because they don't want to wait.
okay.
Right. No shade. No shade.
Okay, but no, that's so real
Yeah.
because like, oh, you want that relationship so bad. Now you just getting with any and everybody, and you, wait a minute, chasing cookie dough. Not waiting on the cookie, right, right. And now you got all these ties and these connections with folks that you're not supposed to have any type of entanglement with, but you do,
Right.
because you were like, I need it now. Do you really? Now you got a world of hurt,
Right.
and all these things you gotta unlearn and then relearn because you've opened up that door because you weren't being patient and trusting in the process that he had for you. You see so and so getting married and getting the big job and doing all these things. You're like, God, when my breakthrough? Be patient.
Right.
It's coming. Having that faith that it's going to come. When we take matters to our own hands, which is something I kind of made note of. Which baby, I'm all over the place with that. Ooh, sorry, table. But like, it was like when you like, ooh, okay, y'all.
She finding it.
Okay, y'all.
She finding it.
I just realized like my mouth sometimes moves like faster than my mind,
Yeah.
and I need to slow down. But no, like when we take matters to our own hands, it's like we're assuming the role of God. Because it's like, I think that I can steward my life better than you can. And that might not be your posture, you know,
but,
like a lot. Oh, Lord.
But
remember,
you don't have to,
about that
you don't have to have it in your mind
but
that that's
your
what you're
actions,
doing.
That's what you're doing.
It don't matter what you thought. You did it. You
Okay.
did it.
We're not even like 25 minutes in.
Right.
You're already.
I'm just the messenger.
I'm just
the messenger.
Don't put that on him. But no, that's real, though. That's really, really real. And it's like, now you're brushing up these processes, and you're like you're saying, you might not be intentionally doing that, but that's what the impact is, because
you're doing it.
That's what you're doing. And so now it's well, God, this is what I meant, but what did you do?
Right.
And it's like, even if it was unconsciously or whatever the case may be, unintentional, it still was done. And so I sat there and I had to realize, I'm like, wait a minute. Cause you already know if I was driving this boat, baby, we'd be in the trenches.
Girl.
So I'm like, I need to step all the way back.
Literally.
And that's why I'm like trying to incorporate him more in just everything. Like little stuff like, God, I really want to be some spicy chicken nuggets. Like just little stuff. Or like, I want some ice cream. Like, let's have some ice cream and just like chat it up. Let me just see your presence. Like little things like that, because it's like, I gotta realize that you are the ultimate decision maker. You know what I mean? And I have to believe that. Right. And trust in that, and also demonstrate that through my actions. So when you tell me, don't do this and don't do that. Right. If I love you, I'm gonna keep your commandments, right?
That's what he said.
Come on, that's what he said.
That's what he said. I'm just the messenger.
Right. And so yeah, we're not real people. And so like thinking about that, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me to do this and do that. I need to trust and have faith in that what you're telling me to do is what's best for me. And realizing that, like, although I can't see it, and he's operating in a spiritual realm, even though like we can see things popping out in front of, like you said, purple
Right.
trees. And you saw
Right,
it,
sure did, sure
you know
did.
what I mean? But it's like I gotta believe in you and have faith that you're gonna reveal yourself to me like
Mhm.
that. I came up with the keyword. Now I'm like, oh, and I'm seeing them, and I'm like, shut up.
Hey, I
okay.
told you, cuz.
And it's like real.
I told you.
And it's like realizing that, but I've got to remove myself like from that. And I
Right.
just think that's a beautiful thing, truly.
I feel
Truly.
like sometimes what we want, it
Uh-huh.
don't right. It don't
Well,
be
well.
what we need, and what we want can cloud what God already has for us. Because we can be so worried about I want that,
Yeah,
but what you have is right in front of you,
yeah.
and what you have is what God gave you, and God wouldn't give you nothing. When He give you, He knows what you need before you even ask Him. He said that.
He said that.
He said that,
Indeed,
right?
indeed.
So He's gonna provide. You know, He provides for the birds. How much more than we provide for you? So you looking past what I have for you.
Yeah, because
But
you're chasing
what you want, and what you want is not even
Yeah.
good for you.
And then you have to think about that too. What you want. There's a selfish component to it.
Right.
It's a desire of mine. Does it align with what?
And
your
then
will?
who are you calling God if you saying, well, I want this and I'm gonna do that.
Wait a minute.
I want this, so I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna worry about what you said because I trust me. I trust my process. I'm putting my faith in my own decisions. And then basically you saying, Jesus is not God, you are God.
Yeah, because you're assuming that role now.
Right. And do you really want that responsibility?
Absolutely not. Like absolutely
And like
not.
that happens so much subconsciously that I feel like it's so overlooked. And it's like, no, I never said I was God. I never said I was God. You showed it though. You definitely showed it. So where is your faith?
Preaching and teaching today.
Oh no, I don't like no. I don't like that. No, that's the thing. I don't like that title because we know what the Bible says.
Exactly. But no, that's valid though, and that's real because like you're saying, and that's another thing, like I feel like it happens so much in the subconscious. Like you just you don't think that that's what that is. And I feel like that's another tactic of the enemy as well, to make you think, oh, here he go. Make you think like, oh, it's just a little white lie. Oh, it's just not that
you're a liar. You need to repent.
Oh, right on, clock it. But no, really. And like little things like that. And it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad, or it wasn't my intention. But like you say, that falls back on, but still, what did you do? And then also too, it's like, well, I wasn't aware of it, but now you are.
Oh, see, I got another one.
Now, go ahead.
I got another one that get overlooked. That wasn't not your food in that refrigerator. You didn't know whose it was. You just saw it was in there. You stole that food. That was mama no food. That you stealing.
That's true.
You stole that food from someone. Thief. And I don't like that one. And I don't like that one. Because I feel like that one get overlooked too. Like it's not so small that it's not stealing. You still stole.
Oh, yeah. Because we, and by we I mean people, put magnitude on things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you said the F word and you killed somebody. One is worthy of capital punishment, which is the penitentiary,
right?
Gang, or you are
free my pop.
Right? No, free him.
Free my pop. Free my pop.
Free him. Right. Or it's like, I don't know, it's just a little cuss, just a little white lie, and it's like,
right?
You're a liar.
Liar.
You're a murderer in the eyes of God. Sin is a sin.
And okay, I don't think people caught what you just said.
Do your thing.
I don't think people caught what you just said,
do your thing.
Because they said even the smallest sin amounts to murder.
Yeah. So that means they are equal.
Literally.
There is
you lie, you kill somebody.
Right. Oh, well.
That's it. You gotta look at it like that. You gotta look at it like that.
If you think about it too, like I said, something has to die. So me telling that lie,
Haley,
I'm killing the spirit because I shouldn't be lying. Something's dying.
You killed
I'm a murderer.
Oh,
that's insane. That's insane. But yeah, that's real.
Oh, that wasn't even us right there. I don't know.
Yeah,
that came from
it never really is actually.
No, what the?
I mean, I know I write some things down with him when we be talking.
Right, but like, dang.
Right before we always pray, and I'd be like, Lord, please move in this space.
Cause like No.
because we don't got it.
You know, they say it amounts to murder, but I never like pieced that up together. Like, really, you just murdering yourself.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That's literally what
Yeah, you just exactly.
Yeah. Something gotta die.
You literally just murdered yourself.
Yeah. That is interesting. And I don't, yeah, like you said, I don't think we put that perspective.
And we don't put that
yeah.
2 and 2.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's
I
crazy.
messed with that one. But yes, trusting.
Right.
In that faith. Like, you know, I made note of like God wants the best for his children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not telling us to do these things because he wants us to not have no fun or not experience the hoopla of the world. Like, there are reasons why these precautions and these measures are in place. And
Right.
unfortunately, people usually are aware of that after the fact. You know what I mean? Y'all know I love that premarital sex.
Right.
But like, I love that example. And so, like, well, wait a minute.
Clarify.
Right, because I do not need nobody trying to come get me.
Not they trying to pick me up.
Oh, hey, get it together.
I don't need no ride, thank you.
No, please, no.
For real.
But like, so boom, you're doing that. Like we're saying, creating those ties. You pretty much are creating these covenants, being married in spirit to all these individuals. But in the moment, it's like, oh, la.
I'm just having fun. I'm young. They got that one bad. They got that one real bad. That I'm young.
Please stop.
Who cares?
Who
cares?
And you know what? And I have to check myself on that all the time. Because I'm like, yes, I see the environment that we're surrounding them. Everybody, we're all around the same age. Man, I know there's a few outliers. But like, we're all around the same age. I see the folks, you know, doing what they want to do, living how they want to. And I'm like, well, dang. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
I don't want to partake in any booger sugar.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Exactly. I don't want to have all these connections with folks who do not have my best interest at heart because they're not operating in the same spiritual being as I am, and that's the body of Christ.
And hold on, because the spirits be jumping. So you really gotta be careful with who you put yourself around, because whoever you're around, they spirits can attach to you.
And I know we talk about that a lot in the romantic sense, as far as like hooking up with people, but that's also platonic
even
as well.
Friendships.
Girl, come on, like,
literally.
Because you can find yourself fighting demons you ain't even think you was gonna fight,
right?
Because who your homeboy is. You know what I mean? Like Jesus, who he healed somebody because their homeboy was praying for him. Like literally, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta get better with my book chapter verse, but like I know the story, and like healed his friend,
bro,
because the friend was praying, and I'm like, ooh, so the company you keep matters.
Literally,
the same thing with the rotten of the fruit. Like you can't be hanging around these folks. Like if I put a rotten orange next to a healthy orange, eventually that mold is gonna transfer over. Now look at you, stained and tainted with something you didn't even have. That's really not you. But since you're associated to some degree, it becomes a part of you. And it's like, I don't think people really understand that. Like, the company you keep from one matters, but then also, too, I forgot where I was going with this. But nah, the company you keep, that is definitely matters. And like you were saying with those transferring of spirits, like, that happens. Oh, boom, I found it. I found it. Because I forgot it at first. I was like, wait. But yeah, about like when you make that point about being young and then wanting to do all these things, experience all these things of the world, and I always notice like we always want to do the things we're not supposed to do. I mean, it's in the nature of the flesh.
So like that forbidden fruit thing.
Shut up, because like
that's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean?
Like you told me not to touch that. I kind of want to touch you now.
Ooh,
that's that. That's literally what it is.
And it reminds me like, and that's why I'm like we're children. I mean, obviously we're his children, but I'm like, no, we're really children, because like you tell a little toddler like, oop, don't touch that stove, don't touch that iron, it's hot. Boom.
It's hot.
Hand on the stove. Now they burnt up crispy. They look at you.
Hot.
And I'm like, baby, I told you it was warm. Like I told you it had a little fire, a little blaze to it,
bro.
But you wanted to touch it because I told you not to.
Right.
And that's why
it breeds curiosity.
Yes, and that curiosity can lead to destruction.
Killed the cat.
Oh yeah, cat been dead. 9 lives, please. Cat is dead. And it's like I realized that, and I'm like, we really little kids. Like don't be out here drinking and smoking excessively because it can boom, opening doors. Now you waking up, panties across the room. You like, wait a minute, this is not my room. Yeah, because you had
Dang.
24 shots of Casa. Well, that's an extreme because 24 you might be out for the count. But like,
No,
you had
and alcohol poisoning is a real thing.
No, it is.
People be dying.
But you pregame the pregame of the pregame, and boom, now you here and you're in this situation,
Like,
and then
dang.
that's when like the shame and the guilt comes because you're reflecting after the fact, and it's like I was trying to save you from that, and by I mean God. Like that's why I told you not to, because I knew this was a
This
side
could lead to
effect
that.
of what you were gonna do exactly, and it's like.
Dang, that's sad.
And it's always after, and I'm like, oh Lord, I should have, could have. Well, yeah, I know. See, because that's how he be getting me like that. So it's like, yeah, I know. That's what I told you, but it's okay. We moving on. I'm like,
all right, go ahead, tie up your shoes,
dust off your little knee, dry your eyes, because I know you have in a moment.
Right,
Dry your eyes, move accordingly, because you knew what to do in the first place. But you wasn't trusting in what I was saying because you were being your own God and doing what you wanted to do.
Right.
Not obeying what I'm telling you to do, keeping my commandments. I'm like, well,
you got a point.
I know. He always makes me look to my left and to my right. I'd be like, gosh, like, I'm not, but it's like, no, I need those convictions. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus, for those convictions. Holy Spirit, for real. That's my boy.
No,
down.
for real.
Because it's like, dapping up. Because, like, I need that. Because I don't want the, after, and I'm like, oh.
Because the after always, like.
And it's full of shame.
Heavy.
It's full of guilt. And I know that's not from you. You know what I mean? I know that's from somewhere else. But I'm like,
and then
I allowed that to happen by doing what I wanted
right.
to do.
You opened the door.
Crack the window. And
open the door.
I mean,
right.
literally, sometimes, we swing it wide open, leave it propped and everything. And it's like, oop, and then you upset. Because your life is shambles and turmoil. But it's like, baby, what were you doing that allowed this to happen? And it's like really being armored up in the word and really just being obedient to what he's telling you to do. Because it's like I said, like he has our best interest at heart.
And you have to have faith that
that
he actually knows what's best for you.
No, and that's what
and that he can give it to you.
Yeah, yeah. That is true. Because he knows the desires of our heart.
Right.
And so it's like, wait a minute.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
LOL. No, like, he knows the desires of our heart. And it's like, he wants to give us those things. And like, we were talking about the preparation and stuff. Like, we're sitting here.
The process.
Yes, and because the preparation is the process.
It's necessary.
And it's like you're praying, like, boom, here at university, y'all know I love this one too. Like, I'm living an answered prayer right now.
Right.
But here I was, when I first came out, I said, y'all, I'm fighting for my life right now. I'm tired, sweating and fretting. You know what I mean? I got about 30 papers to write, and I'm just like, well,
Bro, I feel like sophomore year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
it's a hard year.
I mean, that's where I'm at right now. And it's not too bad, but it is a little bit.
Oh, you are a sophomore?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Yeah. I be forgetting.
Wait, how was y'all? How was y'all?
No, I thought you was a third year like me.
Oh, no. I just got here. Slow me down. Slow me down, please.
Nah, because I be like, Haley cool, like she like up there with me, like
I know my roommate was sorry, we didn't try to get sidetracked, but we're going to
right.
Like, literally, like my roommate was like, I always just assumed that everybody my age.
Yeah,
and I was like
everybody I actually talk to, I'll be like, oh, you're 3 years.
No, yeah, that's
whatever.
Nah, baby.
Dang, but no, I feel like sophomore year is like a rough one.
And I think it's because it's like you can't say you're fresh because you already kind of got the experience. You know what you're doing a little bit, but you still don't know everything, but it's still a bunch of stuff. And I'm in a bunch of upper division classes anyway, not to be like that person, but I am. And so like that adds to the workload as well. And trying to get engaged and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, I'm finding myself all over the place. But that ties back into the process of it, like, asking for all these things, but you're not taking the proper steps to be prepared. Right. You're not praying for his guidance through the process. And so now you're finding yourself blowing in the wind because it's like you have no firm foundation because you're not built on anything and you're not trusting in what he has for you and his plan. And in that process, he's telling you to go this way, but you're like, well, God, I'm go off the beaten path real quick, and you in the forest. No,
God, the forest is crazy.
girl, in the shrubs. I mean, Amazon, tropics. And you're like, wait a minute. And it's like, well, and there's a detour. And it's like, you took that detour because you weren't prepared for the process. You knew the blessing that you wanted, obviously. We all know what we
Right.
want. Come on. We all know what we want.
We just don't know
But-
how we're gonna get it, so we don't know how to
Exactly.
get there.
And then like what you need to get what you want.
Right.
You know, like sometimes you have to do what you have to in order to do what you want to. And that's not to say that like what you want and what you need to do are not equivalent, but a lot of times just think about necessities rooted in that. Like
Right.
I gotta do some things before I do what I want. I know I want.
I gotta give some stuff
Right,
up.
exactly, and there comes a sacrifice with that.
Right.
Sacrificing self for the betterment of the kingdom.
Fasting.
Like, oh,
How we doing?
wait, I actually.
Oh,
girl, auntie, oh my
relax,
goodness.
honey. Relax. The ladies don't fall.
No, please, cause I don't got it.
Look,
we
we're gonna be sitting here
right,
looking.
Just looking to our left, to our
We're
right.
just gonna be sitting here looking.
But no, so I mean, now that the fast is over with, I guess I could chat.
Good for you.
Yeah. But I'm a little frustrated with myself. Vulnerable moment, transparency moment here,
Right.
because I'm like, I didn't feel well. For one, I don't think the fast was catered 100% to like what I needed spiritually. But then on the flip side of that, I'm like, okay, maybe you weren't invested enough into it to get out what you were supposed to get out of it. And so I'm kind of just like, ooh, I'm in that limbo of like, did I not do enough? Or should I have chose a different fast to align with like what I'm really trying to break from? But I'm also not opposed to fasting again because baby, you need to keep that in your rotation.
Question. Do you believe that God knew that you were gonna do the fast that you did, the way that you did it, and that He could still give you what you needed out of that without you knowing what you needed, but He knew what you needed?
What? I feel like I got that.
Maybe you didn't know what you needed, but you still got it, so you really
Yes.
can't see it.
You know, honestly, I haven't thought about that, but that is something to consider because it's like, once again, I know what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, but what you wanted may not be what you needed.
Come on now. So, like, I think, I don't know, really. Like, that's something.
It's possible.
But that is something to think about because, like I said, I know what I wanted to get out of it. Like you were saying, what you want, what you need, not often. They don't really align.
Right.
And so it's kind of like, but I think I just had an expectation for myself, and when I felt,
Or
like
did you have an expectation for God?
That is also true. Gross. Oh, see, that's what it is, y'all. Thursday, I be sitting here like, oh no,
bro.
But no, I really love this, and I'm thankful for it.
Right.
Like, thank you so much, Jesus. We need those relationships. But like, I don't know because you know it could have been, you know, like. Oh no.
Because it's not like you can be like, God, this is what I want you to do. Let me know when you're gonna do it.
But also too,
because
it's not. That's not what you say.
You can
through
still
those actions. You can still move that way.
Do you feel like you're moving that way?
A little bit because it's like I'm tired of fighting this battle.
Mm-hmm.
Not even gonna lie to you. But then it's like, what are you doing to keep yourself on the battlefield? Look to my left, look to my right.
Yo.
Hey. I told him to work through me. Help me out
Ew.
here. And girl, he will. You see how it is just like, oh man, projectile. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I don't like that.
He's too real. Too real.
Bro.
Thank you, Jesus. Love you to death. Down to the bone marrow. Okay.
Love you to life.
But no, that's real though. And it's like, I don't know. I do feel like I have an expectation for it because like I said, I'm tired of fighting it. But then I'm reflecting on myself. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing to keep yourself in this place? So then that's the expectation of myself. Like, you know better, do better. But then it's like, but you know I'm struggling. Just take it away from me. But it's like, that's not the point. You need to surrender.
See, that's the thing.
I gotta say,
wait.
He go, like, you need to surrender that.
Right.
Like, you need to give that up. I'm not taking it from you. You need to be willing to get.
Ew.
And so it's like.
My God.
Yeah, I know we seem so extra, but like this is so real because like no, thank you,
Jesus.
No, like you.
Go ahead, spit it out.
Like, are you willing to give this up for me?
Ooh.
And I'm like, yes.
Noted.
Yes, 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 With my mouth, yes, yes. But it's like, but everything else with you, they're not willing to give up. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, wait, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? I said it, so that means it's within, is it? Yeah, a little bit, but you're not giving it up. And I'm like,
not 100%.
exactly. And then you find yourself, oh, y'all, here we go. I didn't know I was gonna be getting clopped. This.
Oh, we ain't trying to clop.
But he has other plans.
It happens.
Other plans here. But no, like willing to give that up, and then like having, like I said, those expectations for myself, not meeting those expectations, getting upset with myself. But then I'm like, you're keeping yourself there, and
it's like you holding on to the strings, saying, "Can you take these strings?" But you don't want with the strength marks around your arm.
And then trusting.
Go ahead.
And then trusting that, like, you're gonna take it from me because I've asked you to, but then not
doing the work,
obedient to what you're telling me.
Doing the work.
So.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm like, through me being disobedient, I'm not showing you that I trust in what you're telling me to do. Because if I trusted you, I would do what you said.
And displays a lack of faith.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, Paris. It does.
We're getting there. It happens. No, it happens. Yo, it happens.
Ew.
No,
you break it down.
Right.
When you break it down, it gets real ugly.
It's literally therapy. And then you come to the conclusions. He's letting us come to the conclusions.
No, but it's yeah.
Take it down.
Yeah. And so then, reflecting on the fast, it's like, you didn't trust me enough.
Even in the fast.
Well, round 2, 3, 4, 5. No, real. Because no, y'all, like, honestly, truly, and not to make it like a jokey joke, because this is real life. Right. It's also kind of like my personality. So sorry. I feel like maybe that has...
Not as regular.
I feel like maybe that's come out a little bit.
I feel like that's regular.
The reason why we did this also, too, is to kind of give a different perspective on how...
Yeah.
Because... I'm not trying to be like, we young, but like, we are. God know who we are. Like, he knows.
Yeah, he knows what we going on.
Like, but like, when it comes down to it, like, that's real. Right. That was really a real conversation.
No, for real. We was being dead serious.
No, because
we were being so for real.
There's nothing haha about that.
No, not at all. Not funny haha.
Yeah, no. Funny like, get that together.
Right.
Before you.
But it's in the most gentle way, though. I feel like making humor out of it, it just lightens the blow, but you still feel it.
Oh no, trust.
You still feel it.
Trust. No, for real. And that's another thing too, because like when I talk to him, like we have conversations like this,
right?
And then it'd be like that, and I'm like, oh, right. And that's really real. And I want to make that note of like prayer and fasting should be incorporated in your walk. Like,
yes.
They're necessary.
Even though me personally, I don't be wanting to do that.
Oh, the fact. Oh no.
I'll be hungry. Like I need food. You know what I mean? Like it's necessary to consume.
To preserve life. Yes.
Right.
Yes, for the preservation of life, you do need.
And so I'll be like, Lord, I'm really hungry right now. Like I don't, I'm not trying to complain, but you know what's going on. So rumble.
And that's what frustrated me
brewing.
I was going on fast too. Was like, now any other day when I'm not fasting, I'm good. Don't need none to eat.
Literally.
It's y'all.
You eat once a day.
It's 8:30. I just woke up about an hour ago.
Starving.
You better say that. I mean, like, I ain't ate it in my life. And I'm like, see, here you go, trying to play. And that's about the devil, because you're trying to play. Because no. And I was like, y'all, me and him got into it the other day.
It'd be like,
yesterday, actually. Because it was with music.
Ooh.
And I was listening to some music.
That's a good one.
But I was listening to my praise music a few hours before and everything, and then it was like, there you go, listen to whatever he wants to again. And I'm like, yo, first of all, please back up, because you're bothering me.
Right.
You're
Too close,
you
first
really,
of all.
You really working me. You really working me. No, for real, up in my ear. Like
Personal
that.
space.
Yes, and I was like, music. I said yes, they can transfer things and can be used as a device to lead you to do other things. I said, but you see, I'm not listening to those musics because I know what I.
I'm not listening to those musics.
Right, because I know that type of music.
I'm not listening to those
Y'all,
music.
you would think with a college, somewhat education, right? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna listen to that type of music because I know my issue. And he was like, and I was like, ooh, cause no,
You got a mouth on you.
Cause you're working me, and it's like you're trying to make me feel bad. And it's like I know my vices, I do. I do. And in order for change to happen, you got to be real with what the problem is.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I know what I struggle with, which is why I try my hardest not to feed into those things. That doesn't mean I don't fall short, you know, because we have all fallen short, okay?
Right. And whoever said they didn't, they a liar. God said that, not me.
No, the biggest lie.
God said that.
The biggest lie.
I'm just the messenger.
No, please don't shoot us. No.
I'm just the messenger.
But no, that's real. And I sat there and I was like, wait a minute. And I feel like part of that was someone like, it was that strength from God coming in and was like, wait a minute, you know what you struggle with. Right. Which is why with music, you don't cater to those types of things.
See me? Oh, no. See me, I feel like God gave me this very artistic personality.
Valid.
Like, I can play almost every instrument. I started in like second grade, like starting, I think, with clarinet and trumpet in second grade. And then I just kind of like went through every section up until my senior year. I could draw. I can't sing though.
Okay, I got you.
My sister can sing.
Don't worry, I got you.
Right.
We'll get in the studio.
With the vocal. Don't worry. But I can write. I can like write. So I'm like very artistic, and I can't fumble around with music because I get attached, and that's just a part of my personality, artistically. So it's like music was hard for me to kind of let go of. Cause like I had that playlist. If somebody wanted to get on Ox, Paris, get on Ox right quick. Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. I had the playlist.
I got about like 6, 7.
I had the playlist.
Yeah, that's true.
Like music was a tough one. Just because God put that in my personality. So I knew that's something that I couldn't touch. I couldn't really play around with that. Like if I was to go and listen to like secular music right now, I'll get convicted. Just because that's molded to me and my personality that God gave me.
And you know what's crazy? Like I think that's part of the reason why and we kind of attacked me a little bit because I love music as well. Like music is like, ooh, I gotta say it. Music is like an escape. But then I'm like, wait a minute. You should be putting that in. Oh God. God, you know what I mean? Like he should be your refuge. You should be your refuge in him. And I'm like, not no music. And so I'm like, wait a minute. And so I see what you mean because that attachment to that. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I felt that. And I was like, maybe it was me being defensive. It could have been a conviction. And I just was like, it's from the enemy. You know, because I wanted to defend my stance.
Right.
But no, that's real though, because
that's real.
I know that attachment. And even like to this day, like I love music.
Yeah, but like everybody's convictions is like my convictions is not the next person's conviction. I feel like people get that like no, like that was tailored for me.
Because he knows.
So that's something that I can't touch. That don't mean the next person can be fine. I can't.
And that was the thing.
But like the stuff that he mentioned in the Bible, nobody. That's just off limits. Period. But music, like specific stuff that can be tailored to a specific person's convictions.
Yeah, because like
based on how God molded them.
You know, yeah, that's true.
And you can only learn that through your walk with God. Like, what are your personal convictions versus all convictions? Like that, there's a difference, and I feel like some people push personal convictions on people who don't get convicted by those same things, and then that becomes a religious spirit.
Great point, because that's real. That's why a lot of people end up kind of church hurt and things of that nature, because I'm putting something on you that's not your battle.
Right, and you giving me these unrealistic standards, but that's for you. Like that's tailored to you.
Baby, I don't struggle with that. You be blessed, though.
Right.
And that's no shade, but like, no, I see.
But you actually have to know what are you really struggling with, because like
Yeah.
I like the Bible, say keep a sober mind. Don't be a drunkard. You know what I mean? But some people say I don't struggle with alcohol. That's not what the Bible said.
Yeah.
That's our conviction.
Yeah.
Like,
and then even
personal
with the
conviction
sober
is
mind
different.
too, like if you allow anxiety and depression to run you through the slumps and stuff, that's not keeping a sober mind. I feel like we take it into thinking that it's just the drinking, the smoking,
Right.
and it's like, no, your mind needs to be clear.
Keep it focused on
You're sitting
God.
here doing all that maladaptive daydreaming and stuff like that. That's not a sober mind.
Ain't that like witchcraft? Like astral projecting and things like that?
I don't know. So I'm not gonna lie to you, but
it's like I feel like that's
see
tapping into like what is it called? Illegal spiritual territory.
To me, I saw it more as like fantasy. You're too busy caught up in this make believe fantasy that you're not living out spiritually in what's in reality. Like, case in point, like, oh, you desire to be in a relationship, you desire to have all these things, so now you're making all these scenarios and you're living your life as if like.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, and
like them people that be having them fake silicone babies and be like, "Oh, this is my baby."
Oh,
and they treat it like a real baby.
I don't know about.
I feel like that's like, oh my gosh, that's creepy.
That's valid, but I don't know. I don't know about that one. Like, I need to do a little bit more. I had to do a Google search. I need to do some more research on that. But a woman made a point about that, and she was like, I found myself so caught up in my head, like I was not getting anything done in real life. Like my mind was clear. My mind was not clear. It was fogged. It was cluttered.
Right.
And you're not of sober mind in that, because everything that you're doing is catered to whatever's going on in here. Like, I was talking to my sisters and even me, because I feel like we just live in an anxious society now.
And we really do.
Lack of faith. But like, you are too busy. So I got the scenario in my head about how this is going to operate, how this is going to pan out, which is just misplaced faith, because you haven't seen it yet.
Exactly.
But you're already believing, right?
Literally,
you're already believing that this is going to happen. And so you're operating and moving in the real world as if that has happened. Oh, I just walked by that group of girls and I walk by, they start laughing.
Wait. Question.
What you got?
You know how like when people have like dreams about their boyfriend cheating on them or whatever, and they wake up and they mad at their boyfriend? Is that like the same thing as like the maladaptive daydreaming?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's like you still like you saw that, you imagined that, and now it's like you brought that into your reality. Now I'm mad at you for real now.
Well, but on the sciencey part of it, like your dreams they're your subconscious to some degree, and which is crazy, because I remember like, and y'all, usually I don't remember like my dreams at all.
No, I be remembering mine.
I wish I remember. I pray. I just got sick. Everybody
had a weird
dreams
dream recently
and everything, too. And I don't know, y'all. If I have a dream about something crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Like one time, I was like murdering somebody.
Ooh.
And it was real bad. And so I went to Google. I said, what do you mean we got a dream?
Biblically,
and I said, what does it mean like we have a dream about murdering somebody? Biblically,
right?
And it was like, well, it's good that you're battling something and you want to like die, like you want that thing to die. You're trying to kill that thing.
Snap.
And I was like, well, I have been, good old lust.
Right.
Girl.
That'll do it.
Science will
That'll do it.
Like, that will do it. Hold on, maladaptive daydream. I'm sorry, no, because I really want to.
Nah, yeah, you good. I feel like.
Oh. Okay, so Google, the National Institute of Health. So it says maladaptive daydreaming is a proposed mental disorder that involves
disorder.
Yeah, so mental disorder that involves excessive vivid daydreaming that disrupts a person's ability to function. And so I think that's so what that was saying, when it transposes into daily life, and it's like you don't know how to act out in the world because you're so caught up in your mental.
So it's not the same thing as that dream.
I don't,
because I don't want to put like.
But I think that can be your own assumptions that you're, you think that way, and that pans out into your dream. Like people
I do feel like
deja vu. Like I think.
Oh my gosh!
Now y'all can see the AirPods. I know, right? Like now it's like that. I'm not real. Like the deja vu part of it. So
I want to talk about that a little bit, because it's like. I feel like sometimes I do like experience, like I feel like this happened before.
Mm-hmm.
What even is that? Like I
don't know. We gotta talk to him about that.
For real, like what is that about?
I don't really know. know.
Because I feel like some people that's like into that like reincarnation thing, they can be like, oh, you already lived this in your past life, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with that concept, me personally. We die, we go to judgment, we go to heaven and hell. That's it.
Right. I'm not coming back as no squirrel.
Right.
Not
Right.
coming back as no squirrel.
But I'm like, what? Because I do be feeling like sometimes, like, you know, I feel like this doesn't happen before. I done seen this somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to know what that's about. Like, what's tea with that?
That too. That's why I always try to put according to the Bible on the end.
Biblically,
because it's like for one, I gotta incorporate you in everything. But then also too, like, what are you trying to show me? Like you said, I've seen this somewhere.
right?
And so it's like, where, with who, with what was I doing, what were they doing? If it has something to do with another person, you know, things like that. Like, what are you trying to show me? You know, and trusting that He will reveal that to you. But I really don't know. But I know, like, you can get caught up in
Haley.
What I do, girl?
Not you.
Oh, what, you got some? You got some?
No, like, I just brought something back to my like remembrance.
Oh, would you want to care to share with the class?
So I was
okay, I'm gonna let go.
Okay, so I was in like high school. I was like talking to this guy, whatever, and like he said, all his dreams came true. Like basically every dream that he had, he would eventually end up seeing that in real life. And like it got to the point to where he had a dream about something, and then like the next day it was like me, him, and like a couple more friends. And he looked at one of his friends. He was like, "You're not supposed to be here," because in his dream, the boy wasn't there. So I'm like, that's weird. So I'm thinking like,
scary.
That's scary. Like right. And another thing, like he had a dream that I was in, and it was like gas station, like just to paint the illustration. Right, it was like gas station. It was him and some of his friends, and then I was there because I was talking to him, whatever.
Yeah.
And like a car went by, and it was like shooting at the gas station.
Oh my gosh.
And like,
what is going on?
No, let me tell you.
The tail would have been out of there.
And they was shooting at the gas station, and because I was there, I got hit in the head, and I ended up, you know, passing in the dream, whatever. And then in the dream, he said something, but we know he heard God say, "That's your fault," to him. And eventually,
like it was his fault that you were in that situation.
Yes. And that was that one relationship. If y'all haven't watched like the last podcast, I'll like talk about it a little bit. That was that one relationship where depression hit. I was like, it was bad, and like for a long period of time. So like, I kind of felt like maybe, you know, that's probably what that dream meant. Cause like literally, like we said, something gotta die.
Oh, and I was about to say, maybe you physically dying in the dream was like you dying in spirit, like you were saying.
Emotionally,
like,
I was
you were just
drained.
Dead,
like
you were like, I ain't had it. I was depressed. You know,
literally,
it was hitting me. That emotional regulation was gone.
Literally,
yeah.
That's crazy work. And it was.
But
in a way, that was my fault too, because God told me to leave. But it was
trusting that He would find something better, something fresh.
And I do got something better too.
The shrug of the shoulder.
But yeah, like in a way, it was on both our part.
Yeah, because there's been growth happening since then. You know, gotta acknowledge that. But no, I feel you on that, and like, but I don't know. I really don't know with the daydreaming.
That's crazy. But I feel like the part when he was in the car and he looked at his friend, he was like, "You're not supposed to be here." Do you think like that would be an example of maladaptive daydreaming? Because he was literally like living through his dreams. He said, "Well, I had a dream that's gonna happen." Type of thing.
Well, because by definition, you know, according to National Health Institute, they say that it's like it's so vivid and like descriptive that it hinders you doing actual things in life. So like, I'm so busy caught up in my head, I don't feel like going to class today. That, you know, for you to have a dream and then, you know, be able to see that translate into life, I don't think that is maladaptive daydreaming just by definition, because there's not a hindrance to your reality, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But that is something to think about, because like, y'all, there is a spiritual realm at work here. Like, you gotta understand that. you know, and to believe in God and not believe in the devil is crazy because even the devil believe in God, or he won't be trying so hard to get you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
and he already got you. He ain't trying. That's when you really get confused.
Lord have mercy.
And you
And
wondering
that's
why
what-
you don't feel nothing because he already got you. He ain't trying to hurt
And
you.
you know what's crazy?
He trying to keep you where you at, keep you comfortable where you at.
You know
Because I
what?
like you here. You know what I mean?
I think he most definitely made you say that because I've been struggling with that, and I've been sitting here like, oh God, please don't harden my heart to this. No, but I'm like, you asking him not to shows that you know that you
What's happening?
Yes, and it's like feeling those like, and that's look, some of them I bring up to myself. I ain't gonna say door crack, window
Right.
shut, door wide open, props and everything. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all because I'm not a liar.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna just give it to you raw, clean, uncut. But like that's real because I struggle with that. I'm like,
Girl, I don't even remember what I said.
about
That's
being
how I know it wasn't me.
I know
I'm like, what was I just
I
saying?
know why. That's how you know he be
Wait, what did I say?
But you were talking about like, no, but you were talking about no.
Wait.
No, I got it. Oh, about being comfortable in
Right.
the skin. That's what
Because I want, yeah, right.
Because I want you right where I got you.
So I'm gonna keep you comfortable.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be comfortable. Please continue to keep me uncomfortable. And that's the thing that I'm realizing. I'm like, okay, look, I'm having all this discomfort for one. Some of the things I cracked that window a few 6, 7, 8 months back. Now I'm still reaping the consequences of that. And that happens because we got the free will
and we need deliverance.
Right, girl, you better say that. But it's like, y'all, there's man in my church. He's like, preach, boy. That remind me of, so when I'm like, great, but it's say that like that's like my equivalent. You know what I mean?
Say what? That's my go-to.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. I might need to put that in the archives. But no, it's like I'm feeling like, well, because I've just been feeling spiritually dull, and it's like, and just numb, and so I'm like, but I'm still having convictions, and I'm still seeking out that counsel, that guidance. Like, God, please don't make me like this. I don't want this. Like, please remove this from me. Please keep opening my eyes, aligning me with your will, and that takes work.
Right.
And also, too, when you're asking for these things, and he starts telling you what to do, Haley P, you need to listen.
Right.
Ooh, see, it wasn't me, because that's
that you need to listen.
You do.
It's crazy.
No.
But you do need to listen.
Take heed.
You know.
But that's the thing, and I struggle with that feeling like, right? And I struggle with that feeling like, oh God, like, am I becoming comfortable? But I'm like, Hilly,
because it's so easy to get comfortable.
That he saved you. You know what I mean? Like when you took on his barrel, like you took on that sacrifice, took on his yoke, like in that when you got baptized, like you gotta believe that he can transform you. You know what I mean? Now you gotta loosen up the reins. Because right now you was in a ditch.
You is in the ditch.
and if you start driving again, you're gonna be in the ditch again.
No, this is where he gets me at.
Go ahead.
Well, you already did that. You might as well.
Oh my gosh,
he do that. He get Haley. No,
when I tell you that
you might as well. You already did that. You might as well do this too.
And then that's the one that kind of gets me because it's like
Dang.
I'd be like, shut up, but then I'd be like, well, but I'm like, shut up, and I'm finding myself at this constant like tug of war,
right?
Because I'm fighting against the spirit, and like spirit and flesh, they're at war right now. Because I'm like, oh, I want to because I already. And
I already did this. I might as well do this too.
And
I'm gonna live it up while I'm. And there you go, trying to live for yourself again.
Gripping my gold chain, she's killing me right now.
He just clocked me.
But that's real because, like, yes, well, you already done it before, and I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm trying to not to, right? Like, what's wrong with you, girl? And then I'm like, but I mean, I'm no stranger to it,
right?
But I'm like, no, like, oh God, yeah. I hate that one.
I don't like that.
And then you start trying to fight it with your flesh. Boom, you fail because your flesh wants it. It wants what you shouldn't.
It starts so small. Like for me to be like, you already listened to that music. You might as well go over there. You're already over there. You might as well crack. Bro, like let's be real. We're adults. We're adults.
That's why I can't say
for real. You was listening to that music at the party. You might as well listen to it in your car. I don't even go to parties. That's just an example. These are just
don't look at me.
These are just examples.
You know, and if you party, like, this is not to bash you or anything like that,
No.
because I mean, you can go to a function and be just fine, but you need to know, for one, know
No
your
limits.
Yeah,
Right.
yes,
For real.
and then also too, like, as you grow in Christ and you start surrendering things to Him, those convictions become stronger.
Yeah.
And be to the point where you can't even be in that environment no more
Because
your spirit is disrupted.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're around all these
and
other
shaking
spirits,
and quaking, and you like, oh, God.
And you're real sensitive to it now.
And then God's talking to you like, now you knew you shouldn't have brought your tail over here in the first place.
Ooh.
And you're like, yeah, I know, gathering my stuff.
No, I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry.
Right, no, for real. In the car talking about some, you show right. You show right. You show right. Because like, and that's the thing, and I look forward to those days and those moments. And I have had some of them, you know, like I'm like, yeah, that ain't me no more. You know, and then I've caught myself in some trouble to where I'm like, yeah, that ain't me no more. And since I said it, because you know the devil not up in here, but if you put that out there, he got something to grab onto. Right. So now it's like, oh, you don't struggle with pornography no more. Boom. You don't, you don't, you love it. You know, you can handle a little drink, sip. Boom.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now.
A little 1, 2, 3. Oh God, I can't say that.
No, yes you can. No, yes you can.
Little smoke break.
Oh,
you know, like,
my God.
You got it. Now you facing 2, 3, 4 woods today. Wait a minute, on your own.
Golly.
That's insane.
Golly.
I mean, hey. Oh, you don't struggle with sexual immorality?
Here you go.
Here, JoJo, text her real quick.
Here you go.
Text her real quick.
Let's see what you gonna do with that.
Y'all, JoJo's a made up name.
Right.
I do know some JoJo's.
We gotta clarify this stuff.
He made up. He is fictional. Like, boom, 10:30. You like, oh, it's not that late. Boom.
Oh,
Deceived.
And
now you fall into temptation. Y'all.
And it's already on your mind because you done already said it. Yeah. You said, I ain't struggling with that. So you already thinking about it. You already thinking about it.
And that, you brought up a great point. God, I'm sorry. I know we've been all over the place. God works in mysterious ways.
Right.
But no, like, I really like when you talk about that because, like, you were saying, like, you're thinking about it. And I realized, you know.
That's why you mentioned it.
I follow this Christian influencer. Wait a minute.
There you go.
Well, I mean, he's a follower of Christ too,
there you go.
Right? So, like, he was talking about that, how he kind of overcame, like, some of his addictions and things of that nature. And it was like, when you think about it, like, so much like, oh, God, not to sin, you end up doing it because you're worshiping it by thinking about it so much. And I was like, gross.
Like it's kind of like you give your mind over to it.
And I was like, gross, because no, I'm not. And it was like, no, you do. Because the more I'm saying, don't touch the stove, the more I want to, because I know I'm not supposed to. And so you were sitting here. Ooh.
Interesting theory.
And I thought about that because
I don't like it.
Yeah, I know, girl.
I don't like it.
The truth will set you free and make you upset. But it's all right.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little conviction. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, shut up, because you're right. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm worshiping that thought. And now I'm finding myself fighting harder to try to not do the thing because I've given it so much time and attention.
Leave me alone.
Just the messenger.
Leave me alone.
That's what Carolyn say every 30 seconds when she reading me like a manuscript.
Oh my God.
I'm the messenger.
Right.
Take it up with the man. Oh, we didn't talk. He didn't tell me the same thing. and he gonna tell me again because sometimes, you know, I don't want to ever have to put his hand on me, but sometimes he had to, and I'm
gonna hold your hand when I say this.
Baby, he do. I mean this with love.
Right.
And he do. But like, I thought about that and I was like, no, that's real. And I'm like, I realized the urges become more intense because I'm thinking about it and thinking about not doing it, and then boom, well, you done done it before. Oh, okay, girl, because here you go. Yes, I have.
You just did it yesterday. What you mean? Oh. It's awesome. You just did it yesterday. You might as well go do that too.
But then I'm like, but I repented.
It's like, awesome. We here now. Then we here now. We crazy.
Y'all, I'm not making eye contact with her.
We here now.
I don't need the conviction.
Right.
But no, that's real. And I hate that.
Oh, Haley, be careful.
Why?
I don't need the conviction.
No.
Careful.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
I do need it. But like, what? Ooh,
that's
right.
what was
Thank
said.
you for catching me, girl. Thank you.
Very careful.
You gotta watch your mouth.
You really do.
You do. See that.
You
And that's
really
another thing. We
do.
think it's like, oh, just dropping f-bombs all the time. It's like, no, like
Careful.
you speak death and life into your life all the time, but the things that you say, and it's like you gotta be careful what you say. I need the conviction. Scratch that. What? Read me.
Right.
Read me like a Junie B. Jones book.
For
Like,
real.
for real. But
Oh, Junie B. Jones, eat down. That would be kid too.
Oh no, for real. I love them.
Yes.
Oh.
You remember
That's
Wildcrats?
Yeah, Chris and his brother.
Chris and I don't know why I want to say Craig. I know it's not Craig.
You know, you might be right.
It's not Craig.
I really feel like it is though.
But definitely Chris.
Yeah. I knew one of them was
Wildcats eat.
For sure. And very educational as well.
Very educational.
But like, yeah, that's true. And then like I made note of something too. I literally wrote down and said I want to note that things will feel out of your control, and that's because they are.
Literally.
Lean on Christ and submit everything unto him, the good, the bad, and ugliest. Include him in all decisions, for he has the final say. Right on.
Right on.
Okay.
Look at you go.
Right. That's him, honey. He got me, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Trusting his plans for you and the promises he's made. He will come through. Like
every time.
And I think like, and the reason why I brought that up, which is, I mean, I just turned the page, so I was like, I gotta read something off there.
Right.
But also too, like, thinking about that and knowing for one the power that you have when you speak those things and how you can kind of re-amp some stuff by saying, oh, I'm dead to that. I don't need that no more. And
right.
That's no longer part of me. And then boom, now you find yourself tempted and you're falling, you know, and not leaning and trusting on God and what he's telling you to do. And it's like, now I'm back to square one.
And it's like, are you saying it to make yourself feel better, or are you saying it because you actually feel that? You know what I mean?
Feel like you
were
able to overcome?
Yeah. Are you like, you trying to fake it till you make it, or you saying that to make yourself feel better?
You know what's crazy?
Because you can show it without saying it, and it's still there.
For me, speaking from my own experiences, because I was like, oh, I ain't struggling with lust no more. Girl, when I tell you,
heavy on the girl, please.
You ain't struggling with who? Girl, get back here.
Oh right my God.
And I was like, oh, that's real cute.
Nice.
Not really. But no, like in that. And it was like, because I wasn't. And I was doing fine, you know. It's good to trust them when it's sunshine, rainbows, lollipops.
Right.
And then the storm came because I opened my mouth. You know, and I feel like the reason why, it was kind of like a little bit of a Job moment.
And then that's
kind
of like,
boy.
Yeah, and I'm reading him like, yeah.
And I was like, oof, mercy. And that's how I was. And I was like, oh, well, go ahead. And I feel like God allowed me to be tested to show me, no, baby. This one's stronger than what you think. And you're in it more than what you think. And although you're doing all right, you got some work to do. And I think that, you know, yeah, because we want to make I'm walking in accordance with God, trusting him.
Walking the green mile,
right? Walking the green mile, right? Walking with him, hand in hand.
Right.
And it's like, and yes, that is true. But it's like, no. You just scratched the surface.
Work in progress.
And so
heavy on it.
And that's why, and then I've heard, oh, here we go with the comparing. I don't really think it's comparing, but in a way it is. Call it for what it is.
Right.
Oh, here we go. But it was like,
right.
Some people, you know, they call God in prayer and they're like, Lord, remove this from me. Boom,
it's gone.
Here I am, gotta pick my wig up off the floor because I done lost this fight again.
Because why you get your tail out there then? Why you get your tail out there? You girls say turn the other cheek. Yeah. Turn the other cheek. Ooh, turn the other cheek.
On the other cheeks.
You know, bro, for real.
And but like thinking about that though, and like I was saying, like, and so I'm like, oh, maybe I was one of them. No, you're not. And that is something that I am realizing daily, and just realizing that my walk and my journey is different. And I've got to trust in that process that he can deliver me from this. I mean, I've
Mm.
heard of individuals battling and struggling with lust for longer than I have, and they've had breakthroughs. It took a process, but
Really?
they have breakthroughs, and
Oh, I
they're
said really like that's just like
no,
so
no, but I
far stretch
but
for
that's
me.
but like but parents, I
Real.
mean, you gotta call it for what it is. In the moment, it feels that way
It's like
because I've been
dang.
fighting and fighting and fighting. Are we all right? Oh,
Yeah, we good. We good.
you sure good? Like you sure on team? And it's
Right.
like I've been fighting and fighting and fighting this, but you removed it for so and so quickly, and I don't find myself upset or angry with God at all because I'm like,
It
I
can
know
get to
my
feel
part.
like, what about me?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, because I'm like, I don't want this no more. And it's like, but am I really showing you that I don't want this anymore? But then, like, it's only like this because he hasn't removed it. But I'm like, are you willing to give it up? It's like, it's the same thing from the beginning. And so I'm like, but I feel you on the part of like just saying it to make ourselves feel better because it's like, yeah, walking the green mile,
Right.
and I'm doing this and we in accordance, la la la, this my boy, and then boom, a test, trial and tribulation. Y'all, I love a good boom.
Right.
Trial and tribulation come, and now you looking around to your left and to your right, and it's like you weren't as prepared and
As you thought you were.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Sometimes the mirror just got to be there.
And it hurt my feelings when it happened because I'm like, oh, I thought I was doing good, and then I'm boom having a identity crisis because I'm like, wait a minute, we might not be dogs like I said we were, and it's like, girl, hold on, yeah, relax, because here you go doing the most like you always do.
Right.
Yo, he be getting me, he do, because here you go, and then I have to realize I'm like, wait, but hey, acknowledge there's still work to be done here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna take some trust in me to get that done. I'm like, so now, and that's why when I brought this up, because maybe wait, shut up.
No.
This is okay, so the conversation was to be here. It definitely was.
Right.
Because when I thought about this topic and I texted you about it, this was on my heart.
Right.
About like trusting in him and having faith in him to deliver me from lust and from other like ties to me. And I was sitting there and I was like, God, how am I gonna tie that in? And I'm like, this is literally all it's about, that he's gonna have that breakthrough and get me through that. Like, I've gotta be obedient though. And that's gonna come with tests and instructions and
process.
Me having to me having to surrender things and then turn to him, because you can't fight lust with the flesh, because the flesh won't it. Okay. Y'all ever seen Matilda? That little boy ate that wanted bad. When that little boy ate the chocolate cake off Matilda.
He wanted it. He needed that.
The first one, the little one, okay, yeah, but that when she brought that's how it be. Bringing that thing up there and then you like
dang. Oh, like that little one, maybe I could resist that,
man.
But you brought that big one. I said, done.
And then you sit here and
I said, done.
I know, and then thinking about it, like, okay, I ate the little one. And then I didn't even know you had this, and I'm like, okay, now
I gotta make room.
And now I'm in it deep because you've done it before,
right? Ooh.
And so I'm like, well, and
that's that might as well.
Yes, and then it's like no, but then boom, try to fight it with the flesh, and then you succumb to it, and it's like I need to trust in you more. Oh, well, no, I need to trust in you more, and in knowing that like my strength comes through you, and you can get me there. Right. You've transformed all these other people's lives, and that's not to compare, but I see examples of the power that you have. I just have to surrender my power, and I didn't even think about it in this way. Like, oh Lord, like gross. Here we go. It's like I didn't think of it that way, and I'm like, okay, please tell me I'm not playing God, because I'm not trying to do that. No. Like,
I ain't apply for that role.
I didn't. Matter of fact, pull my application.
Right.
Throw it in the trash. if I ever unintentionally apply, get rid of that, terminate it. Because
Literally.
like no, and I'm like I'm realizing that oh, I cannot do these things on my own will, my own power, and trusting in His plan that He will be able to deliver me from these things, and not only that, but open my eyes to what He has in store. Like I said, He has the greatest. I'm thinking it's the no, he got a step above that. The greatest, top of the line, best of the best. Like He has that in store for me. And I'm too busy operating in my what I can conjure up in my own little tiny little brain. And it's like you're not even looking at what I got for you. Like you said, because you're too busy caught on what you want instead of what you need. And what
It's
you
like I went
need
through
will
all of
lead you
this
to what you
trouble.
want times a million. But you're too busy caught on that. Oh, gross. Yeah.
Dang.
Well.
No, okay,
No,
like
no.
we can put this into perspective, right? Now imagine this was you got this big gift that you're really excited to give to. Let's say you had like a niece or nephew,
Yeah. Oh, trust. I got a few of them.
right? And yo, they so worried about what they want, and the big gift that you got them, they ain't even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because they looking for what they want. And what you got them, not really what they want, but it's something that they could definitely fall in love with. That's how God would feel.
That's true. And then also too, like I love when people talk about the packaging of gifts because it's like
you know how to wrap
busy.
gifts, like Christmas gifts and stuff.
A little bit.
Oh, baby, I wraps down.
Oh, don't hurt me.
I mean, I wraps down, and I go big for Christmas.
Oh, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Like the packaging of gifts, as far as like, I have in my mind what I think the gift that you're gonna give me should look like and how it should come to me. And when it doesn't come to me like that,
now you
I
mad.
miss it, or you upset, or you completely miss it because you're too busy have a image in your mind instead of trusting that that's the gift, trusting that that's the breakthrough. You're too busy looking at how it came and how it's delivered. You know how people be like, the message was there, but you're too busy looking at the messenger.
Like when people leave money.
Like
when people leave money in somebody's Bible and then they give it to them and they don't know the money in there until they open their Bible.
What? Man, never had none of that. Shoot, somebody need to break bread in the Bible.
That happened to me.
Break bread in the word, please.
Break bread.
But no, like, but that's the thing though. But that's real. But if you ain't open that word, you'll never see that few bucks.
And you open it as soon as you need it.
Yeah, that's insane. But I think like that same principle still. Wait, do your thing.
That was. I didn't give you the gift, but I gave you what can help you get to the gift. You didn't see the Bible that I gave you as a gift, but the gift that I gave you got you to the gift.
Yeah, you just looking for some coin.
Right. But it got you there.
Right.
It got you there, but you didn't even like enjoy the process of it.
But you too busy looking at me. Here, Paris. Here's some coin. Instead, I said, here, Paris. Here's some coin.
No, because it was you. No, bro. Nah, bro.
Makes it different.
Nah, bro. If somebody was to say, I mean, shoot, I'll be rich in spirit, but that's not what people be looking for.
A package, not how I anticipated.
That's not what people be looking for.
And so it threw me for a loop, and I undervalued and underappreciated the gift because I was too busy looking at it to come in with a big bow and stay fragile on it. When it actually came in a burlap sack, and I was like, oh. Okay.
Right.
But I didn't want to open the sack. Missed your gift.
Because you ain't like how it looked on the outside. Right. That's tea.
It is.
That's tea.
And it's boiling. It's not even hot. It's on fire. It is. Like the little kettle is whistling. She crying.
Right.
She crying on
Go get her. Please pick up.
No, truly. No, that's real though. That is so real.
Dang. That's like you don't even trust the packaging. So how? Okay, if you don't, this is just me. If you don't even like the packaging of the gift, you think I'm gonna trust you with the gift after that? Because me personally, it's like now I don't even want like you. I know you're not gonna do it that right because you don't even like how it look on the outside. Yeah. That's just me though.
No,
that ain't big man different.
Yeah.
Big man different. That's just me. Like, bro, I know you're not gonna respect that gift because you don't even like the outside of it. What I really gave you is on the inside.
That is true. Yeah,
Crazy work.
because you're not gonna take care of it,
Nope.
buy into it, because it's not what you expected.
All right. You wanted that new iPhone, but you got a phone. It's just not an iPhone. So you ain't gonna respect that. You don't because you don't like how it look. But you got something that you can get in touch with people with in case of emergency.
Which is what you needed.
Right.
It's not what you wanted.
You got a version of that. All right. It's crazy.
But that applies to so many things.
Yeah.
So.
What was your first phone? Off topic. Real quick.
Girl, I think I had a ZTE.
Girl must be nice.
Yeah, a ZTE.
Girl, what I tell you. I'm embarrassed.
Did you have a flip?
Girl, I wish I had a flip.
You was at the payphone?
Girl.
Girl, where were you?
Girl, I had the Obama phone.
Obama.
Yeah, the Obama phones. With the buttons where you gotta click it 3 times.
Oh,
I'm embarrassed.
No, don't be.
Mama, you did me dirt.
Don't be. My sister had one of them.
Did me dirt, mom.
Obama phone is insane. I didn't know they had a name.
The minute phone.
Ah, okay, I know that one.
The minute phone.
I do know that one.
I feel like that just made me feel like way older than I am. I had a minute phone. Wait. I feel like the kids these days don't even know what a minute phone is.
Yeah, they popped out with a touchscreen.
Girl.
Popped out with a touchscreen.
And I'm like, I don't help that situation. I don't help that situation. My niece, she's about to turn 4.
What you do?
She has an iPhone XR.
What? That was my last phone before this one. And I had that XR for my freshman year.
From me.
What? She's 4, period.
But she be on YouTube. No, but she got kids YouTube.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
the other YouTube, it be too much stuff going on.
There's just too much access.
Yeah.
To anything, and with access comes exposure.
Literally.
She
got an iPad.
Hey,
right.
She got more Apple products than me.
She be talking to Alexa. It's serious.
Alexa and Siri.
It's serious.
That's the thing too. They're just came up at a different time. You gotta understand that.
Yeah, we had minute. I had better phones.
No, I know a good minute phone now.
Dang, bruh.
Don't worry. And the fake.
Shout out Obama.
Right.
Shout out Obama.
Own it down. Thank you for the minute phone, Cookie.
Oh my gosh, bruh.
But no, yeah. To tie it back though, I feel you on that. Like, you're not trusting that he gonna bring you your gift because you're too busy looking at.
And I eventually got that phone. You know what I mean?
Look like. Yeah.
I eventually got that iPhone.
That's true.
Period. I just had to have a little faith.
No, but yeah.
I couldn't see it coming, especially with that little pocket dial. But it came. You know what I mean? It came. I just had to trust that process and be patient.
And also too thinking about like the period, you know, the progress made in between that time too, like.
Right. Take the lights off.
You're insane. You know, like learning how to value it.
Was that right?
Committing a crime?
Oh no! I was finna say that sounds like thunder.
It could be.
I think it's supposed to rain this weekend.
It could be stuff hitting up against the building because that wind is whipping, honey.
So is.
But no, like, ooh, I was gonna say something. Rats.
Dang, that's my fault.
Actually, yeah, it is.
I know, Haley.
You know, it only stay with me about 2 seconds.
My bad.
If that 2 seconds on a good day, honey, on a good day.
Right.
Give you a hard time. But no, like, you learn the value of, okay, you like, look, man, I just need to make some calls. And even though you were, maybe that might not have been the process, but now reflecting on it, you were like, look, I would have been acting a fool with that little iPhone anyways. You know, just little things like that. And I think that's growth as well. Like, you know, not leaning into our own understanding of things and really trusting God and his plans for us. And like, that he has, I know I sound like a broken record, but he has our greatest interest at heart.
For sure.
We just gotta let him work. You know what I mean? And I know it's not like to be like, because if God want to do it, He gonna do it. That's why you be finding yourself sliding down a wall, gripping your chest, because He has
Right. He
to
had
put
a
His hand on you.
right.
But it's like, you know,
Like
He
you
gives
made
us
me
that
do this.
yes,
You made
you know,
me
and
do
He
this.
gives us the chance and the choice and that free will to choose Him. He doesn't want us to be gabbling, you know, Judge Judy on Him.
Because then you wouldn't love him.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Yeah.
That would be like a relationship built on fear. Like I know if I don't, something
Yeah.
bad.
That is true. And you know, I mean, we are supposed to fear the Lord,
Yes.
of course, because He ain't nothing to play with.
Oh no.
But at the same time, our
God
relationship,
is love.
yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
I just yawned.
oh, okay. I was like, wait, what's wrong? What's wrong? I know, but yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Auntie got anything else to say.
No, cool. I'm chilling.
No, yeah. Oh, what I write down? Oh, I know that's right.
It's her reading her own notes.
I'm sorry.
Keying over the notes.
I'll share a little some. I'll share some. So after what I said, you know, about the good, bad, and the ugly, and including him in all decisions because he has the final say. I said, trust his plans for you and the promises he's made. He will come through. If he said it, he will do it because he is no liar. And then I hit y'all with a Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6.
Right.
You know, it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding. You know, I wrote, you know, and I always at the end, I always give him a little 1-2, like a little note to him afterwards. And I always sign it with a heart because that's my boy. But I was like, and then, and it says, the last part, sorry. In all thine ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. We got to put that on there. Right. I said, direct my steps, Father. Align my will with yours so that you may get the glory you so deserve. I love you. Because it's like, it's about you at the end. And people, you know, and I've had conversations with people, and they're like, well, you're doing all this to glorify somebody that you can't even see, and da-da-da, and it seems all... I ain't even, because I stopped listening to him. I know that's real raggedy, but I did. Pretty much that was moral of it. And I'm like, okay, but think about all the things that God and Jesus stands for. Right. Why would you not want to align yourself with that? Why would you not want to show people that type of love, that type of forgiveness, that type of patience? Why would you not want to do those things? Why would you not want to be good to folks? Like, you know what I mean? Like, reflect on who Jesus Christ is and who God is, the Holy Spirit, all three of them. Like, reflect on that. And like, why would you not want that to be glorified? You know, that's my little 1-2 because I have to put that in there because those comments kind of get me. Cause it's like, then maybe you don't know him then. And then I feel like you know him through people, and people have had a way of obscuring the intention of Christ. But no, you said you feel like what you feel.
Yeah, real quick before we I feel like some of the stuff just be stuff that your parents should have taught you anyway. Yeah. Don't kill, don't lie, don't steal. Like, some of this stuff is regular stuff. Yeah. It's just, it's some stuff that's like a lot harder than the regular stuff. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
But ain't nothing new to man.
No, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Exactly what you're going through and dealing with is not new at all to mankind, and plenty have overcome it, and you can do the same thing. You know, stay rooted in the word and trust in God. Yeah. Trust in him, like, truly. And I'm talking to myself too. I'm always talking to myself. Right. Like, because he got you, you know, and there's nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Ooh-wee. What it say? Oop, there it is. Understand that God could do all things, y'all. Luke 1:37, what he said? He said, for with God, nothing shall be impossible. It's not impossible. It can get done. He got you.
With God.
So, thank you.
Heavy on it.
For with God, nothing shall be impossible. You put him in everything, make him a priority, put him at the forefront of your life. Ain't nothing that you can't do. Because you not operating on your own power. He got you. So, stay rooted in that word.
Every day. It's a daily thing.
I know. And sometimes that looks different. You know, if you got a little, just a 1, 2, 3 Bible plan or something quick on, you know, the Bible app, or you spend about 5, 10, 30, 40 minutes with him, something like that. Just keep giving your time to him, and more your relationship with him is going to grow. The
Yeah.
more you feed it, you know, the water grows and it's green where it's watered. So
Right.
put a little water on it. You
We'll
know,
put a little
put a
water
little
on it.
Yeah.
The whole one.
Let's
Right.
on it. No, for real. So yeah, it's been real. It's been fun.
It's been cool.
Yes.
Like we it was a cool little talk, little chat. A little chit chat.
No, it was. And yeah, I definitely helped me.
I was
sure.
helped as well.
You lying.
I was helped. No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
No.
girl,
No.
be for real. We just
ponytail
talked
is
about
whipping,
this.
Auntie.
What? Yeah, still weird. But we just talked about this. We doing.
No, yeah.
We're fixing.
Yeah.
We're doing better.
And I do.
You can't be no liars.
Oh, Paris is not a liar.
No.
I just.
Yeah, nah. we was Charlie.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, man, we gotta get up out of here.
Yeah. Big folks gonna come looking for us in a
For
minute.
real, they gonna pick me up. Alright, y'all, it's been cool. Right.